Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday the 11th, and we are cleaned up and ready to go. We got our campsite all packed up. There's Kendall. She's all bundled up, and it is 7:28. Woohoo! One of our earliest starts ever. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and leave here and head on up the trail, and we are looking to get to a store just up the trail here a little bit to buy some snacks, maybe do some resupply. So let's go see what we can find. Okay, we finally got to the edge of the West Virginia state line. We've been walking it for the last 2 days now, a day and a half, and now we're going to drop down over the hill behind me and leave Virginia behind for good and head into West Virginia for a while. So yeah, it's good to say goodbye to Virginia. We've been here for a month and a half now. A beautiful state, but yeah, we'll be back to Virginia again at the end of our tour, to when we get to Damascus, which is just like 10 or 15 miles up into Virginia from the southern end. So we'll finish there. So we'll see Virginia again, but hopefully not for several more months. So anyway, we are going to head back behind me here and head into Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. So we'll see you down the hill. Come on, let's go. Harper's Ferry is kind of a cool place. Many of you probably have heard about the area, or at least know of the ferries that are there, or used to be there. It's not the typical ferry where you just go across the river, but these were the ferries that had the mules on the side of the river. They had roads on the side of the river, and the mules would pull the barges and the ferries upriver instead of just going across it. So yeah, we'll get to see some of that later, but trail actually goes along some of that. But yeah, Harper's Ferry is where a lot of that took place, so we're looking forward to seeing that and also seeing some of the history of the area here. So yeah, it's a beautiful place. So far, the trail in West Virginia is beautiful. Not nearly as many rocks as the one in Virginia. Unfortunately, the Appalachian Trail in West Virginia isn't very long. It's only about 4 miles across West Virginia. Just kind of cuts the front little east corner of it, so we won't be in West Virginia very long. We'll be spending the night in Harper's Ferry, but that's about it. So yeah, we're gonna enjoy West Virginia while we can. And we passed another big milestone on the trail today. It's really kind of fun, but we passed our quarter of the way mark. We've officially done 1/4 of the Appalachian Trail. So we've got 3/4 to go, but 1/4 is a pretty good chunk, and so we're pretty happy about that. Pretty big milestone for us on the trail. So yeah, that makes us excited to see what's up around the next corner. Come on, let's go see. Yeah, Kendall got to spot a deer back in there by the tree. Can't see him too well, but yeah, we've seen more deer than anything else on the trail, but it's kind of cool to see him. So we're coming into Harper's Ferry and walking across the Shenandoah River. Beautiful river valley. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was, but very nice. Out that way it leads to the Potomac River. And we just left the trail, and the place that we're staying is just right off the trail at the Quality Inn, which is right here, which is nice. Just gonna spend one night here and try to get a little bit more food if we can. If not, it's not a big deal, but not a lot of places close by to get food, so we'll see. we are back on the trail heading north. We are in Harper's Ferry. We just left the Quality Inn. We're all packed up, ready to go, and heading back up the trail. Glad to have you with us today. Weather's a bit chilly, but it is sunny. It's in the low 40s right now this morning, about 8:30 in the morning, and hoping it'll warm up a little bit today, but they're not calling for any rain, so that's good. And I'm going to let you go so that we can get off on the trail. The view of the Potomac River. We are walking along the old ferry line. The mules used to pull the barges up through here, and also over there in the old trench boats would go, but it's all overgrown. Another fun fact is it took us 50 days to get through Virginia, and we spent 2 days in West Virginia, and this morning we are in Maryland, our third state. So that's kind of cool, making our way north, and yeah, it feels good to finally feel like we're actually getting somewhere. So it's kind of cool. Okay, we've been climbing up the hill, coming up to Weaverton Cliffs, overlooking the Potomac. So there's a little side trail that goes off here about a quarter of a mile. I'm going to go ahead and run down that way, and we're going to send Kendall up the trail further, and I'm going to run out and take a look. So maybe y'all can come with me, and we'll go take a look at Weaverton Cliffs. Alright, we just stopped here at the state park, a nice little area to have our dinner, and today we're having some flour tortilla wraps with a little bit of baked potato and garlic potatoes with pink salmon on the top of them. So yeah, it's just some food another hiker had given us this morning as he was getting off trail for a week, so we decided to take it, make a meal out of it. So we're going to try pink salmon on mashed potatoes wrapped in a tortilla shell. So we'll try it and see what it's like. Just walking through a beautiful section of the mountain laurels that are in full bloom. They just smell so nice this evening. It's a bit warmer this evening and there's not much wind, so you just get the smell from the laurel just coming up. It's beautiful. Beautiful evening. About 1.5 miles from our campsite, and it's about 6:15 right now, so I'm hoping to roll in about 7 o'clock, which should be a perfect time for us. We've already had dinner, so yeah, we should be able to just set up and take our time and relax a little bit, so should be a beautiful evening. It was about 7 o'clock, and we were just less than a half a mile from the campsite, so hopefully we can get down there in good time and find a good spot to get our tent set up and stuff. It's still only 7 o'clock, so still got a lot of daylight left, but yeah, it's just a beautiful evening to be out here in the woods. We're having a good time. Hope you guys are having a good time today too. So yeah, it's been fun. So yeah, we'll get down there and see what we can find. Alright, we found the turnoff trail to Rocky Run Shelter, and so we're just going to walk down here a ways. It's kind of down in this dark little hollow down in here, but sure is a pretty little area. And yeah, so we're going to go down and check it out and see what's down here. One of the interesting rules about hiking in Maryland, which is where we're at, is that you have to camp at designated campsites. You just can't pull off to the side and what we call stealth camp. You have to be in a designated site anywhere in Maryland. So for the next 4 days or so, we'll have to be sure we're set up in a campsite. So looks like there's several campsites and tents already set up down here. So let's go see what we can find. All right, everybody, we made it to Rock Run Shelter. And we set up our tents. Got a little tent site down here, and a nice little spot down here all by ourselves. The upper camp was full of people, but we got a fire pit there, and got a little stream, a little spring coming right out of the river there. There are some campsites up there on the ridge, but they were pretty rocky and not really good sites. But yeah, and then up the hill up there is where the main shelter is. So yeah, we've got a good spot here for the night. So we're just gonna get our beds set up and get all tucked in. So I hope you all had a great day, and we will talk to you again on the trail tomorrow. Have a good night.